Hi everyone. I think this is working. I'm not sure if it is or not. It's my first time doing this, but I'm going to take these off here. What I wanted to do is, I don't think anybody's watching this right now, but if anybody, I don't know, this is my very first live. I'm trying. So what this is, and if this doesn't work, I will film another video and throw it up on my YouTube channel. But what this is Teddy B's Fall into Winter pre-order is tomorrow, September 6th at 6 p.m. So what I wanted to do here, I had no intention of filming today. My hair does not have any product in it. I have already taken my nighttime supplements, so I wanted to sit down and do this um, because the pre-order is tomorrow. So what I'm going to do here is not to go through the whole entire list, but these are the ones that's on my list, and then any of the ones on Tiffany's list that I personally have had before and I'm not purchasing this time, I will comment on. So, hi April, it's working. Yay. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you tell me if it's working? Hi. Okay. So, now that there's actually people, so this is working. You can see me, right? You can hear me, okay? I think. Let me know, please. I'm just going to go with it. Okay. So first of all, I've already taken my nighttime meds. I did not plan on filming today or anything like that. Hi everyone. So, just to recap again, this is for Teddy B's pre-order tomorrow, September 6th at 6 p.m. Central Time. I'm in the Mountain Time Zone here in Utah, so that's 5 p.m. So any first timers out there, I think the ladies that are watching this so far are all seasoned Teddy Beers, but any new people out there, have your list ready, finalize it, get your order in quickly, just because last time we keep buying more and more and more each pre-order, and Tiffany's having to close sooner and sooner. So don't be like me. And last time I was on a Saturday in TJ Maxx making my order, standing in line. And don't be like me. Get your order in on Friday if you can. If not, just kind of watch Teddy B's Facebook group for any warnings. Tiffany does her best to give warnings about not list closures, man. Like I said, I didn't know I was going to do this tonight, so please give me some grace. She will give some warnings in her Facebook group if she has to close due to extending her going past her capacity or anything like that. So I really highly encourage you to either go on to Teddy B's website or to go on to the Facebook page and read all of the information about who to email for combining orders, and some large orders might be combined in more than one box, and just some of the shipping information. Make sure you log into your account. I know I personally have $75 in gift cards, enough for a $50, enough for a 25. So I might alter my list a little bit based on, what I really see I'm getting. I'm not sure what sizes I'm getting at this time. I might get a couple loaves, especially in those ones that I don't think come back very often. And I really am frankly into tubs a lot. I've done souffles, and souffles are great, but I'm going to really probably get a good bit of tubs this time, just because I like how they store, and I really love that they're just convenient to chop, to put right back in after you chop, and I really like that in my collection. So I have my computer on my lap here, and I'm going to be looking down a lot, so I'll try my best to look up if anybody sends any messages. So previous to this video, I wrote down my list here. You can see my chicken scratch handwriting of ones. Yes, tubs are great, April. So these are the ones that I'm planning on getting. This might change a little bit here and there, but probably for the most part, these are all going to make it in my cart. So the first one I'm going to try is Bakery and Liss or Lease. It's probably Bakery and Lease. And if I had to guess, it's probably Game of Thrones or some Viking show or something like that. I haven't seen either of those. It's in our queue, but my husband has TV commitment issues, so that's a whole other story. So the notes of Bakery and Lease and why I am interested in it. This is brown sugar, caramel, powdered sugar, bakery dough, sugared musk and bottom notes of sweet woods. And Tiffany says it's her absolute favorite sensual bakery blend ever in life. That's a pretty bold statement. Like, I feel Witches Be Crazy is my favorite bakery ever in life of any vendor. So that's a bold statement from her to say. A definite must try. It's not woodsy or overly sweet. And I also have seen a lot of you guys talk about this in the Facebook group, and you want this to come back. This is beautiful. This is gorgeous. I'm going to grab this one, and this is one I might get in a souffle just because sometimes some of Tiffany's bakery blends I need to let cure an extended period of time, and sometimes in my warmers I use tea light warmers and hot plate warmers, and then Tiffany's does work in my Scentsy Accord also because it's a softer textured wax. I'm gonna probably just try a smaller size of this, and then if I really am in love with it, then hopefully when RTS comes I can grab a larger size of it if I'm able to. So I think that her caramel, her powdered sugar, her bakery dough, all of those things are wonderful notes, and she knows how to blend them well. It's just sometimes I've also had blends like this in the past where they can be a little bit of a weaker performer, and I'm trying a different strategy here with cutting down my list. So that was my rationale for that one. The next one I'm definitely going to get. It was available in the RTS last time as a RTS exclusive blend that she poured for, hi Hannah, for the RTS is Beautiful Mess. So Beautiful Mess is all the best elements of a rainy Sunday morning. Your favorite coffee brewing, a vanilla candle burning, and the scent of rain and wood coming in from outside. This makes me smile because I grew up in the country, and I know how rain and woods smell, and I like that dampness that makes me think of home, where my dad still lives. And not only that, I love coffee, and I really don't think Tiffany offers very many coffee blends, and I don't know why, because the handful of coffee blends I've had are spectacular. Hi Kathy, good evening. Um, I definitely have to try this. That vanilla candle, that that hominess that a lot of us crave this time of year, especially once the temperatures dip. I know some of the country is still undergoing a heat wave. It's relaxing here in Utah. It's going to get back up into the upper 90s this week into early next week, but pretty much we're staying in the upper 80s, low 90s, which is comfortable after July and August. And not only that, this can be kind of, in my opinion, a sensual blend, and Tiffany does very well at sensual blends. So I'm going to give Beautiful Mess a try. The next one on the list here, Christmas Past. I typically would buy this, but I already have a tub of it, and I just don't want to buy something that I haven't used yet. And also, that's one more thing I can get that I haven't had before. But Christmas Past on cold, this one is cinnamon, fallen leaves, crisp apples, pine needles, and hints of balsam. Comparing it to Old School Christmas, which is my favorite Christmas blend, it's a soul-touching blend for me. It's actually on this list too. I find that Christmas Past has a little bit more of an apple and pine profile than Old School Christmas does. But Christmas Past, I think it was new last time, or it was one that hasn't been offered in quite some time, and I'm happy with it. I will probably pull Christmas Past for my winter chopping chats. I'm gonna get ready to do my next section of fall, but then once I chop winter in November, I'm probably gonna pull that one out from my collection. The next one on the list is Christmas Trees and Cream and Crushed Candy Canes. These aren't ones I'm getting. They're just ones that I want to comment on because I've had them before. So Christmas Trees and Cream this time last year's pre-order, we sold out of that quantity several times. Tiffany had to replenish, and it was by and far the number one seller for that pre-order last year, if I'm not mistaken. I know Old School Christmas was a top seller in one of the ones last year. Maybe I'm getting that one confused. But Christmas Trees and Cream, I originally didn't order Christmas Trees and Cream last year because I had it before and I feel it's a little light for my taste. But I have also had it with the crushed candy cane. And just take my word for it, that little bit of extra pop of peppermint and creaminess really drives that that pine buttercream home. And this is one it's fresh pine boughs, vanilla sugar waffle cone, and rich vanilla buttercream layered with peppermint, sweet sugar, and candy cane. So sometimes I find candy cane to be a little weak, but in this situation, the pine, the candy cane, the little bit of waffle cone, that vanilla, it creates that cozy vibe that a lot of us crave at Christmas time. So this next one, this cinnamon pretzel cookie cake, I think I had that in my early days of Teddy Bees, I think, and I don't remember it being bad, but I don't remember enough to comment on. I just want to say I think I've had it and I didn't hate it. I would remember if I hated it. So next one on my list that I'm going to get is this is a maybe on the fence one. And if any of you guys have had this and you've smelled it, I've never got this one. It was one that slipped out of my cart. Let me know. I'm thinking about cotton candy, sweet as gold. Just because some of these notes, I've had some of these oils before. Whipped vanilla, strawberry shortcake, marshmallow fluff, vanilla cotton candy, orange blossom, caramelized sugar, and rich icing. So why I want to get this is there was a blend last time. I think not last time, the time before. I think it was called First of Her Name. If it's not First of Her Name, it's the other one that has the orange blossom in it. And oh man, maybe it's the one that has a lot of heavy orange in it. Maybe it's not First of Her Name. Maybe First of Her Name has lime. I'm trying to remember everything. It's slipping me right now. But I'm interested in this because sometimes orange blossom can go a little bright and sunscreeny. It's good. Okay. I've seen a lot of guys post about it in the Facebook group, and I don't see any outright cotton candy in here. So actually, no, I do. I'm lying. Vanilla cotton candy, but is that similar to the traditional cotton candy that's in a lot of blends, or is it more of a sweet vanilla? That's kind of what I'm thinking about. If this will be too sickeningly sweet, or if it's something that is it similar to something else that we've smelled from another big vendor? That's basically what I'm asking myself, just to make this list somewhat of it's more sweet vanilla. Okay, thank you for that. I appreciate that. This one is one that's a maybe for me. I might just have to flip a coin and see if this one makes it in my cart or not. The next one that I'm interested in maybe is Coven. I see that Tiffany's offered quite a few of pumpkin blends, and I really don't have any. This is my list I'm actually getting. All of these here, they don't really have a lot of pumpkin in them, and I want to put a pumpkin in my cart. I just don't really know which one I want. And this one might be it because it has moonlit musk, orange rind, patchouli, and I think some of those notes are in its Fall Y'all, which was offered last time. I've had its Fall Y'all. It didn't perform the greatest in my home, but I'm willing to try it again, those oils blended with something else. Patchouli, I love patchouli, blackberry, vanilla, cinnamon, and hinoki smoke. Hinoki smoke was in one of the blends last year. I don't remember if it was Jack's or something last fall, I think. But Coven is a maybe for me. Next, definitely, absolutely, if you know the alphabet, you know which one's coming next. Let's talk about Dracarys. Okay, Dracarys. Notes: warm cinnamon bark, fireside vanilla, vanilla balsam, cedarwood smoke, and hints of blackberry musk. Okay, Dracarys. If you watched my pre-order haul video, Dracarys, when I smelled it, I kept myself pretty subdued with it because I didn't want to go crazy. But I really could have let out a hip hip hooray or a holler of some sort. I really could have. Because it's been a long time, and this is going to be corny, but it's reality. It's been a long time since I've had a blend send me straight to a scent memory as quickly and as deeply as Dracarys did. And you know what what does that for me might not do that with you. You know, we all have that scent. Old School Christmas is one of those, but Dracarys is it's a different memory, scent memory. I don't quite remember where it goes back to. I've been trying to think about where have I come across this deep, rich, creamy, bold, and sexy cinnamon in my life, and I can't remember. So the notes, I already said the notes here, but on cold, I have this going right now. I put it in purposely upstairs in my bedroom master bath because I was downstairs right before I started to film. I wanted to come upstairs and see how did it greet me. So sometimes when my air is on, because I still do have my air on here in Utah, sometimes that pushes my scent around and fills my room up quickly. Some ACs drown out the scent. I guess I'm lucky that mine helps me. Same with the furnace when it's on. I've never felt that this cinnamon has been hot tamales, cinnamon bears, spicy. It's more of a creamy, rich, sophisticated cinnamon broom. Although some cinnamon broom oils, in my opinion, can pull a little spicy, this does not because Tiffany does an exceptional job at toning down that cinnamon. I was talking to a friend earlier today, and she said that Dracarys was a little bit too spicy for her. However, my nose, and I mean, Dracarys is a blend that you kind of have to try, in my opinion. I know a lot of you guys love Dracarys, and some of you guys are a little apprehensive with it. Some of you guys have smelled it and are, not into it, and that's great. Those of us that are in the same camp as me that really, really like the cinnamon, I encourage you to give it a try if you haven't. And if you have it, chop it up and warm it. I have warmed a little bit of it. I'm going to let it cure for a little bit more to see if it pulls out any more of those notes. On cold, I do get that blackberry smoke and that creamy, rich, deep cinnamon. And what else is in here that I get? I wouldn't necessarily say I get cedar, but I do get blackberry. The blackberry is on cold. When it warms up, that cinnamon just envelops that blackberry and it becomes a beautiful, creamy, rich smelling cinnamon. That's the best I can describe Dracarys. I loved it so much. I bought 2 loaves of it in addition to my souffle, and hopefully that will last me for a while. I do agree with some people that said in the Facebook group the last few days, or really even since Dracarys, yes, you've added it to your must-have list. Yes, Kathy. Kathy's kind of picky with her scent sometimes. So if Kathy has it on her must-have list, that means that it's good. So what was I saying? Oh man. I was saying, oh, sorry. Dracarys. I have 2 loaves of it. Oh, I know it's saying. In the Facebook group, a lot of people were saying that this could be a fantastic Christmas blend. And I do agree with that because we've all been in craft stores, Joann Fabrics or Michaels or Hobby Lobby, and there's those cinnamon pine cones and cinnamon brooms that are all over the store. I mean, I grew up with a mom who was really into decorating and crafts, and that scent, probably why this touches me so much is probably because I grew up with it. There was always potpourri in my house, either in the form of the brooms or the brooms or the pine cones. And my mom had a pot on the stove. She had her potpourri pot. Never use anything else in it but potpourri on the back of the stove with cinnamon sticks and orange rinds. And she even had a lemon in there, just all sorts of things. And that's how people used to scent their homes. So that's probably why this touches me the way that it does. But I do agree, this could be a phenomenal Christmas scent. And it's unlike any other cinnamon I've smelled. So we'll leave Dracarys at that and go on to Earth. Earth is one that's definitely on my list. Earth is the smell of fresh cut grass, raindrops, moist dirt, and dewy citrus. I'm anxious to see how this one compares to petrichor. If you've ever had petrichor, Tiffany offered petrichor last year, the year before even. I mean, time is flying, so I don't really remember when that one was offered. But petrichor is the smell of the soil and the earth after rain. our planet takes on a different scent in the soil when you walk outside, from the concrete to the trees to the leaves, it's getting a drink. So it smells a little different. So Earth, I'm interested to see how her grass, I love fresh cut grass blends, first of all, her rain, her dirt, and her citrus. This might be a phenomenal spring scent. I've never smelled this, but I know I'm going to definitely get this. The next one on the list is fuzzy socks. I've had fuzzy socks actually. Warm woods, cashmere socks, and marshmallow fireside. So, how I would describe fuzzy socks is it's definitely a bedroom scent. It's not a powerhouse by any means because I don't think it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a relaxing bedtime cashmere sweater or your robe kind of coziness to it. Pull your blanket up higher, snuggle in with a book, rainy day kind of cuddling up and covering up. That's what I get from that. In the wintertime, I like to wear furry socks or fuzzy socks, like Tiffany calls it. So it doesn't have a feel of laundry to me. Sometimes these socks and robe blends can be a little bit laundry, but I didn't get laundry at all from fuzzy socks. If you like her cashmere sensual blends, fuzzy socks is one I think you would like. The next one on my list is Ghosts of Christmas Past. This is one that like I said, I wasn't able to get any of the exclusive RTS scents because I was concentrated on my Dracarys and Tree Farm, so I really wasn't looking at the tubs at that time. But of course, this one here is pine branches, tree bark, winter air, hints of dried berries, sandalwood, and smoked vanilla. So I think somebody a few weeks ago described this one as a Christmas blend, but unlike any Christmas blend that they've ever smelled, very complex. And that's all you have to say to me to get me to try a blend is it's complex, because I love, it's probably why Teddy Bees is one of my top vendors. I can't get these anywhere else that I know of. Tiffany's blending abilities and the way that she fights to get a blend perfect just goes a long way with me. So I'm definitely going to try this one, especially since I don't have a ton of other outright pine blends in my cart. And when I did my sandalwood, okay, I like sandalwood. There's different types of sandalwood, but I do agree that might be what makes it different from just a quintessential classic Christmas blend, in my opinion. So earlier this year, I think the month of May, I think it was May, I warmed, I don't like strong tree or even moderate. It's really nice. Okay, definitely then I was thinking the right path, that this one is probably one I want to try. Earlier this year in May, I believe, I did a whole month of warming Teddy Bees. I wanted to make a dent in my stash, and I still have a lot of stuff, but I've also warmed through a lot of things, and I have a good bit in my next, I don't remember who called it a saga, but my next installments 3 and 4 of my fall Chop and Chat do have my Teddy Bees blends in there. So I think that I want to grab a few pine blends, but not a ton, not like I did last year for me to be warming this year. Honeybee. Okay, honeybee's not on my list just because I have a tub of it. And why I'm not buying any backups is it is strong. It is strong. The notes of this one are sweet sugar cookies, honey nectar, sweet vanilla, and beach treats. You would think it's kind of simple, but I think Tiffany uses a different honey oil. Honey's hard and wax. Honey can translate weird to some noses. To me, I wear honey cream on my body from Perlier from Italy. I love Perlier, not sponsored at all or anything like that, but Perlier is a really good skin cream, and it's scented with honey. I love honey. So whenever I see a blend that has honey in it, my ears kind of perk up because I'm interested. Yes, honeybee is tub worthy. It is. Simply because it's strong. I don't even need, if you watch my Chop and Chat, I kind of chop my Teddy Bees differently than other people do because I only need a little bit in my warmer at a time. Sometimes I might throw 2 small pieces in my warmer, but for the most part, that piece that I get, especially from the tubs, are more than enough of that scent. Honeybee lasts all day. It's strong. I really don't find a lot of beach treats coming out of that scent. The honey coupled with the vanilla, it's a different experience. And I was telling a friend earlier today, stretching my leg out here. I was telling a friend earlier today that Sassy Girl Aroma had a blend, but before last year sometime, I don't remember when, she had a blend called Sleepy Bee. And Sleepy Bee, it was, oh hell, I don't remember when it was, but I grabbed a brittle of it because it has rose and honey in it, and how she yeah, you need a loaf, definitely. um it's strong. It really is. And who knows, honeybee might make it in my cart again, but for now I'm happy with the quantity that I have. And like I was saying, I smell similarities between the honey um and the honey and the honeybee and Sleepy Bee. I'm talking about 2 different vendors here. But Sleepy Bee, when I was pulling more Sassy Girl Aroma for my fall tote, because I am using my Sassy Girl stuff now, I smelled Sleepy Bee, and I thought this very similar to Honeybee from Teddy Bees. And I like both of those blends equally. So Honeybee, I know people have been asking for it to come back forever, and it's back. So take advantage of it. And even though I do have 2 loaves of Dracarys, it's probably not going to be one that's super high in demand, and it might take a couple years to come back. So I feel comfortable buying more of that one, and that's my rationale for why I'm buying more Dracarys. Just because I know, like last year, cider cookies, somebody begged and begged and begged for cider cookies to come back, and I think it had been a year or 2 since Tiffany had previously poured that blend. So even though that's a chance we take with any of these blends, for me, Dracarys is sentimental to me, and I feel that I want to buy more of it. So uh, in the low buy, trying to keep it down. Yes, Martha, try Dracarys. Even if you just get a souffle, it's kind of like Dr. Pepper and Coke. You kind of just have to try it to see if it's for you. So my list is pretty subdued compared to some of my hauls in the past. So I'm proud of myself so far. So I Smell Fall is Cider Lane, Pecan Waffles, and Marshmallow Fireside. I've had that from just about every vendor, so I'm going to skip Tiffany's, although she does have really good pecan waffles. I Heart Vanilla Cashmere. That is her house blend, basically a Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds blended with cashmere cream. Cashmere cream is also known as Snowflakes and Cashmere from Bath and Body Works. I recently learned that from Carla from Kay's. Actually, we've been talking about that oil. I'm not going to get that because I was really, 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 really hoping for I Heart Vanilla Spiced Apples, because I got a souffle of that last year, and I could kick myself for not getting more of it, because there's something about cinnamon apple any time of year, whether you're having company over or you want to put it on to feel comfort, or you're baking apple pie, or you're showing a home and you happen to have a warmer going. Salem, yes, Salem's on here too. I've had Salem before too. We're getting down in the alphabet, everyone. So if you like Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds, I feel that one, to me, her set of oils, which is creamy vanilla marshmallow, vanilla milkshake, and marshmallow and magnolias. That's her Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds house blend. And then cashmere cream. Okay, this next one, definitely on my list, Jon Snow. Okay, Jon Snow is part of the Game of Thrones line. He's probably the only character of Game of Thrones I know, Mr. Kit Harington. So, Jon Snow, my friend Vivian, she doesn't have a channel, but she's very active in the the Facebook community with wax groups. Her and Danny Cormany, they both love Jon Snow. So Jon Snow was offered last year, and it had been a full year since Jon Snow was offered. In fact, the very first pre-order that I ordered from Teddy Bees was in January of 2022. So I've been shopping 2.5 years with Tiffany. And Jon Snow is Vivian told me you got to try Jon Snow. Jon Snow is great. Jon Snow is this, that, all the other, you know, all that in a bag of chips, like we used to say back in high school. So, Jon Snow, I didn't get it then, but then I had seen in that year since Jon Snow was offered, so many people, I got to know Danny better, and we find our scent sisters out there and brothers that like the same scents as us. And I thought, man, Jon Snow needs to come back. So Jon Snow is Palo Santo, flannel sheets, creamy vanilla, and mint. And somebody was asking in the Facebook group about Jon Snow earlier, and Mr. J. Alford, who loves Jon Snow, described it as masculine, yes, but not cologne. A lot of people get nervous with cologne scents because it can just be too overpowering, knock you down. And trust me, my dad wore some pretty potent aftershave when I was a kid, and it's strong stuff. So I get why people are a little leery of cologne, because it can pull, either stinky or old, or just takes you back to a memory you don't want to remember, kind of a thing. I personally don't mind cologne, but this is my first live too. Maybe I'll do more of these. So I just thought I didn't want to wait to upload a video on YouTube and all of that stuff. So I thought I'll just try out a live. I look like not good, but I figured, hey, we're talking about wax, and I'm so passionate about Teddy Bees, and I wanted to do this for everybody. So Jon Snow, he described it as masculine, but not cologne. And what I get with it, because I bought a tub of it when it was out last year. I bought a tub of it, and I honestly think I have another tub. I'm pretty sure I do, but I'm still getting more because, hey, it took a year to come back. It might take more than that. And Jon Snow is just, I don't know why it wasn't offered when she had her Game of Thrones last time. I don't know. Maybe she wanted, I think I remember her saying somewhere she wanted to offer more of her new blends then, and she had to make a cut with some of them. So what I get with Jon Snow is you don't really think about flannel sheets and vanilla and mint. You really don't. I can see flannel sheets and Palo Santo, but Palo Santo is the unicorn. It can blend with anything. It works with anything. That's my opinion, at least. So flannel sheets, I wouldn't say it's as strong as laundromat or clothespins or anything like that. The integrity of the laundry is there, absolutely. But the mint and the vanilla kind of take creme de menthe. I don't know, maybe that really even is creme de menthe. I'm not sure what oil she uses. But if you have a thin mint or an Andes after dinner mint, and you have that coolness and creaminess that isn't into the toothpaste or into the mouthwash or anything like that, or gum, this is not like that. The mint and the vanilla are so creamy. It's kind of like mint chocolate chip ice cream without the chocolate part. It has that creaminess to it and that sweetness to it, to where you want to eat a whole bowl of it. Jon Snow, Jay also described it. Go into Teddy B's group and read Jay's comment, because he said it perfectly. And I don't remember everything that he said. I'm trying to paraphrase what I remember. It is the mint and the vanilla just take it to a whole other level. It's cooling and crisp and refreshing. It can be used in wintertime, cleaning day, springtime, anytime, really. Jon Snow is a fantastic blend, in my opinion. Okay, milk cookies and Christmas I've had, but I don't want to talk about it because I don't really remember if I've had it or not, but it's very familiar to me. I would get Nutcracker Sweet, but I have several of her wintry bakery blends, and I want to get some other stuff on here. So that one, Oak Cider and Woods. I had that in a souffle over in my next fall chop and chat. It's fantastic on cold. I want to buy more because I know I'm going to love this blend. This one is, where'd it go? There it is. Warm mulled cider, cedar, oak, vanilla, toasted marshmallow, pine cones, and smoked woods. A lot going on in there. But I love mulled cider or wassail, whatever you want to call it. I love those that warmth that it invokes. It just makes me think about hot cider served on a haunted hayride or on a hayride or while pecking or choose what you're doing in the fall, football games. Um, Even though I think about hot chocolate more at football games than cider, but you get my point. I like that she's choosing to add in those extra bits of woodsiness to it. So you could take your apple cider out into the woods while you have your boots on and your walking stick and just being one with nature. I know I did that a lot as a kid, and that's probably why I'm so attracted to these types of blends. The pine cones, I'm in love with roasted pine cones. There's several vendors out there that do them exceptionally well, and Tiffany is no different. The smoked woods, it's a little bit smoky, yes, but it's not bonfire or wood smoke or anything like that. So I'm going to probably get maybe a tub or souffle, that I'm not sure. Old school Christmas, definitely on the list. Old school Christmas, where do I start with this one? I'll try to do the condensed version. Fresh pine, red apples, warm cinnamon, sugar crystals, and marshmallow cream. So old school Christmas, when I've had this twice. My very first time having old school Christmas is Jenny Dominguez. She has a channel, Just Jenny. Fantastic. Watch her channel. She sent me a random act of kindness, a big box, a couple of years ago. And that was my very first experience with several pieces of Teddy Bees to try it in my home. And previous to that, Vivian had sent me a piece from a blend, but I don't really remember which one it was at this time. I just remember I count Jenny as really introducing me and getting me hooked on Teddy Bees. She had in there a souffle of Old School Christmas. And I smelled it and I thought, man, this smells like home. This smells like Christmas that were in the good times in my life before things got bad in my home. If you want to see the full my deep emotional connection to the scent, go back a couple of years or maybe even last year and some of the Teddy Bees videos. I don't remember which one it is right now, but it's the tears and everything. This is the perfect balance of pine, of apple, of cinnamon, and sweetness. Is it similar to the Perfect Christmas from Bath and Body Works? Yes, but this has more apple and pine that's in that. The cinnamon and the cinnamon sugar and the vanilla that's in the Perfect Christmas is similar to this one. I can pick that part out. But more so than just, hey, it's Ashley, it's apple and pine and cinnamon and it's every day. Yes, but also it's a huge scent memory for me. And this one touches me deeply in that than the kid in all of us, and that's what that brings out in me. So this one, I am getting more of it. I do have 2 tubs left, but I am going to get more because I'm going to be warming this one a lot this Christmas. I didn't last year because I didn't have a supply of it because I just used up my souffle a long time ago that Jenny sent me. So thank Jenny for getting me addicted to Teddy Bees. Okay, the next one on the list is Pink Moon. I've had Pink Moon. I'm not going to get any more of it just because I've had it before. Pink sugar, sweet lavender, the smell of rain, crushed apple blossoms, and bruised flowers. So this one here is kind of florally, but not putting your nose down in a bouquet of flowers or stepping into a floral shop. It has the sweetness and the integrity of the pink sugar and lavender. I think if you like pink sugar and lavender together, you probably could like this blend. It has a little bit of freshness to it. The bruised flowers, don't let that scare you. I think it's just in there to add a little bit of mystery and intrigue. That's honestly what I feel. I don't smell anything outlandish or anything rotten or anything like that. So Pink Moon is a good one. Salem, I think Martha is the one that's into Salem, if I remember the comments correctly. Salem, Gala apples, Fraser fir, figs, mahogany, and cedarwood. This one I had in a souffle. And this one very well might make it into my cart again. We'll see. This is a really nice, rich, deep apple scent. If you like good apple scents, this isn't necessarily one that is loaded with cinnamon. In fact, I don't see cinnamon at all in here, and I don't remember cinnamon being part of Salem. It's just a nice, crisp, rich apple. In fact, I wonder if this Gala apple, if you've ever had um, snow cones by the sea. That's cherry, watermelon, and apple with salty sea air. The apple part of that, which I can get, really, I get apple from that scent. I know it's nuts because it's mostly watermelon, but I get apple. I wonder if that apple, if this Gala apple is in there, because I want to say that the apple part of it is very familiar to me, but I love the addition of the fir and the fig. Fig can be a little floral in my opinion, but it's got a lot of these other heavy hitters, the wood of the mahogany and the cedar wood, to kind of tone down the perfuminess of the perfuminess of the fig. So Salem, if you like apple, give it a try. You know, souffle, and if you'd like more, try more in the RTS. So the next one, Simply Christmas, I thought about, but then I'm going to probably get the what was the other one? The Old School Christmas, and then the Ghost of Christmas Past. So I thought, I mean, I just had to make a cut somewhere. This next one, Spice Nog and Sugar Snickerdoodles. I have that one on my list to purchase. Vanilla spiced eggnog, snickerdoodles, buttery dough, and warm cinnamon croissants. So this one I was influenced to try because of a lot of you guys posting about it in the group. Typically, just transparent, typically Tiffany's Cinnamon Bakery doesn't do the best in my home because it's heavy vanilla, it's heavy cinnamon, it's very heavy. To explain deeper, the signature sugar cookies or her circus cookies, I can't smell that. It's just creamy. There's no depth to it or layers or anything. So I'm trusting a lot of your noses that I value that this nog and snickerdoodles is something I have to have because I do like a good eggnog scent. And trust me, eggnogs are not all created equal. There can be too boozy eggnog, there can be too vanilla eggnog, there can be too eggy, there can be too smoky, you name it. Eggnog is one of those, you know, ones you got to be, in my opinion, good at and seasoned at blending to get right. So I'm going to try that one because I'm very interested in her eggnog. Saint Valentine, I'm still on the fence with that one. Tell me if I need to try that one. I do love Earl Grey tea. Always have. It's in my life a lot. I might try that one. I'm just not sure. But this next one is definitely on my list. Sugar, chestnuts, and apple butter. Now, when this was introduced, I think maybe a year ago, it was Saint Valentine. Okay. I'll put it in my maybe column. Like I said, this list might change a little bit. Sugar, chestnuts, and apple butter. When that blend was introduced, I think last year, that was my favorite scent of that pre-order. And it just, if you like apple butter, if you like those, you know, country kitchen, those old-fashioned type of baking where you put apple butter on bread or you stir apple butter into yogurt, I've done it, trust me, it's good. Or pumpkin butter, those buttery things. Apple butter and sugared chestnuts. Apple butter, brown sugar, toasted chestnuts, clove, and spice. It's not heavy spice. Clove can sometimes knock you down. I don't really get a ton of clove. I get just nice, creamy, rich, caramelized apples, heavy cream, just thick and rich and luscious with a little bit of chestnut. It's not bad. This is, I smelled it and I thought, oh my goodness, I need to get more of this because it is so comforting. It's so good. It's luscious. And I see there are some noses out there I've seen that aren't really crazy about this, and that's okay. You have to like apple to like this, and you have to like creamy apple at that. Some people like juicy, crisp apple scent. I love sugar chestnuts and apple butter. In fact, all three of the ones that I wanted to be voted back made it. Jon Snow, Dracarys, and this one. So I'm happy with that. Team Apple, I've had Team Apple before. I was not impressed with Team Apple. Team Apple, I think I got that one. I bought a D-stash from Candace Stalling, and she put half a souffle in my bag. That's apples, vanilla frosting, sweet sugar cookies blended with our sugar and spice. So it was okay. It's kind of just like a sweet apple cookie, creamy. It didn't perform the best in my home, but I know there's a lot out there on Team Apple. She has one called Team Pumpkin, which I guess didn't make the cut this time. The Riverlands. I love that. I'm not getting more of it because I think I have a tub of it and half a tub in my spare tote up here of Teddy Bees. I know it. I'm reorganizing things in my house, so I have things everywhere. So always a work in progress. So Riverlands, Palo Santo, Cool Mountain Air, Balsam, Patchouli, Crisp Melon, Cedar, Crunchy Leaves, and Sandalwood. So I think this one, I'm pretty sure this one is Breath of God from Lush with Palo Santo. I got this one and Rain and Woods confused for a long time. Rain and Woods, I don't think it's on this list, no, but Rain and Woods and Riverlands seem to be offered together a lot, and I got them confused in my head. Rain and Woods smells more like Irish Spring soap to me, and Riverlands is Breath of God, which is one of my favorite Lush blends with Palo Santo. That being said, this is a tough one to describe, in my opinion at least. I have warmed at least 2 tubs of this in my house. I love this blend. It's crisp, it's clean, it's for those fall warmers that aren't apple and pumpkin and bakery. Those fresh, crisp, kind of like if you like Fall Fresh Morning from Bath & Body Works or flannel, or some of those kind of masculine, not outright cologne, fresh blends. If you like Rain, if you like those clean, crisp blends, Riverlands is one you should at least try. I actually have a little bit in my warming tote up here that's in a souffle, and I have a I have half a tub. So Riverlands. Try it if you're on the fence with it. That's the best I can say. Vanilla Orchid and Sugared Violets. What did I hit here on my mouse? There we go. Vanilla Orchids and Sugared Violets. I think that's the Soldage. What happened here? I hit something on my mouse and all these. I don't want that to open right now. Sorry. Okay, we're back. Vanilla Orchid, I think that is the Sol de Janeiro. I think it's number 59. The vanilla and the orchid, the purple one. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. And I'm not going to try Tiffany's version. It's vanilla orchid, sweet sugared violets, and sandalwood. I'm not going to try hers simply because I used this oil a lot in my lavender and speckles customs, and I have enough in my collection right now. I want to try something different of Tiffany's, but I have no doubt that it will be beautiful. Next on my list, vintage. This one. Cypress and fir needles, plum, fig leaves, cinnamon, cedar, and hints of smoldering woods. Okay, what's attracting me to this one is the plum and the cinnamon and fig. I absolutely love Tiffany's plum blends. Every blend I've tried has plum in it. Plum and peppercorn and, oh man, I can't think of some of the other ones right now. I don't want to say Rolodex, the index thing you would pull out of the library, that part of my brain, that doesn't exist anymore, but you know what I mean. That part of my brain is dusty with remembering all the blend names. But I just want to try vintage because I love cedar, I love cinnamon, it's a little bit of cypress and fir. You don't see cypress very much. I'm going to give it a try. Winter Farmhouse I've had before. I wasn't really in love with it, but it's not bad. It's just, it has a nice, the train's going by, of course. It has a nice, clean, smooth pine vibe to it. Okay, now we're down into our new blends. Okay, I'm I'm just going to basically tell you the ones I want to get, because of course nobody can smell these. Autumnal Dream, warm cedar, oak trees, dried berries, carrot, there's a new one, vanilla sandalwood, balsam, cardamom, pine, and guaiac wood. All of those, if you watch my channel and you know anything about me or my scents, I like these complex ones I can't get anywhere else. It's why I love Jarus and why I love Warlord, even though Warlord is I think Warlord is Angel's share, but just those complex blends. And I feel Tiffany is one of the top, if not the top vendor that offers these complex ones. So Autumnal Dream, I'm anxious to smell the cardamom and the guaiac wood, and just hopefully it might have a little bit of a chai vibe with that cardamom, but we'll see. I'm really curious about the carrot aspect too, what that will bring to it. Next one, just making sure, Old World Apothecary. Absolutely. There we have the cypress again. Fallen leaves, charred firewood, mulled citrus, amber, fallen snow, balsam, and vanilla and spice. That one, I need to get that for the name alone. I love apothecary. I wish pharmacies were still called apothecaries. I love that. I love that old time feel. I love that. I'm a dork like that. Charred firewood, I wonder if that is the same. The fallen leaves, the charred firewood, I wonder if that's the same as in the one that was last year, the hottest blend, the house in Casper, oh my gosh, what's it called? I have it in my tote right up here. Oh man, the one that she was going to offer last time, or the couple times ago, but couldn't secure the oil. What the hell is it called? Oh man, slipping my mind. But that one has charred firewood, something manor. Yes, something manor. Manor. Oh man, the Casper house, the Casper house. I wonder if that is similar in that charred pumpkin and firewood aspect, because I really did like that. I can see the label in my head. It's going to drive me crazy now, but I'm attracted to that blend. First we do the coffee. That one is not on my list, but it's on my Whipstaff Manor. Lindsay to the rescue. Thank you. Yes, Whipstaff Manor. Whipstaff Manor, I only warmed a little bit of it last year because I was saving it for this year, actually. So I have it ready to go in my tote, and we're just waiting for the weather to cool down a little bit. First we do the coffee. That's on my maybe list, like I said. Gingerbread spice, glazed oatmeal, French vanilla cappuccino, and creamy eggnog. And I think I moved it into my maybe category because the other one that I like that has the eggnog in it, the sugared nog and a spice nog and whatever that one was up above. I don't want to scroll because I don't want to open up that window again. Don't know how it happened. I've had a couple of her gingerbread blends, and what this one is kind of similar to, except for the coffee note, is Christmas is Coming. Christmas is Coming, I think, was new last year, and I loved it so much. I warmed through 2 souffles, and I have one more. Yes, Tiffany's coffee. She doesn't offer coffee very much, so I very well might at least put a souffle in my cart of this because I really want to get some good Tiffany's coffee. I don't have any more. My last coffee that I finished from Tiffany's was Basic Witch, and I finished that about a month or so ago. But I thought this might be similar to Christmas is Coming, except Christmas is Coming doesn't have coffee. It doesn't have oatmeal really, but it has gingerbread to it. It has that creamy bakery vibe. It's got a little bit of pine to it, but just trying to do good on my list. That's all. You would think I would get the frosted cranberry I Heart Vanilla, but I'm not getting that one. I am going right for, now I went down too far. I am going for Lavender, Trees, and Cream. Okay, Lavender and I, we had a rough go at the first year when I was in vendor wax, because when I had COVID stole my ability to smell lavender. For almost a year, I would say a year, maybe 15 months, it smelled like straight soap to me. I could not smell lavender. So once lavender started smelling normal again, I started buying some more lavender here and there and kind of training my nose to smell it again. My husband, Marty, likes lavender, and he said, I wish you would warm more lavender scents. I'm like, okay. So I went crazy buying lavender, sweet lavender, herbal lavender, fresh lavender, creamy lavender, all lavenders. And I am in love with lavender. I warm lavender during my workday. I warm lavender on the weekends. I warm lavender all the time. I don't leave my warmers on at night because I do have my cat Poppy, and she's a very curious cat, and I just don't want her to hurt herself. So this one here is a blend of fresh pine boughs, vanilla sugar waffle cone, rich vanilla buttercream, and Tiff's favorite lavender. And if I remember right, Tiff's favorite lavender is lavender, coconut milk, and I think vanilla waffle cone. I think there might be a couple notes in there I'm off on, but I absolutely love coconut milk and lavender. It's one of the first scents I ever had in vendor wax, and it's my first love, really. So I definitely absolutely getting a tub of this, even though I did say that I feel the Christmas trees and cream is a lighter blend. I think the lavender coupled with that pine and creaminess will just be magnificent. Absolutely. The next one on my list that I'm going to get is Little Shop on the Corner. Fresh cut spruce, black tea leaves, toasted fig, sweet pine cones, spiced winter fruits, vanilla, cedar, nutmeg, and tonka bean. A lot going on in there, but simply, I love tea. Black tea, Earl Grey tea, anything. I love tea in a blend. There's just something about it. And that's probably why St. Valentine is on my maybe list, because just, trying a different strategy, not trying to buy it all like I have in the past and blacked out. I I love the fig note, the pine cone, the winter fruits. I just think this one is going to be, maybe this is a stretch of the imagination, but one of my favorite people on the Food Network is Ina Garten, the Barefoot Contessa. And of course, she makes food that is from the Hamptons and ultra rich and all those things. But I just think when she had her little store in the Hamptons and going in and smelling the different pastries and artesian bread and goodies, I just think about Little Shop on the Corner, those cute little Hallmark movie town shops that aren't really in our world very much. I just think about that, and I like that novelty part of it. Next one on my list here, let's see. I only have one more on my list, but there might be a couple. I just forgot to write them down. I'm sorry. I'm trying to finally finish watching The Crown. I'm in season 6. I'm in the episode where Diana and Dodie are killed. So that's where I am in The Crown. So I was trying to do that and talk with people and do my list. So we'll just go live from here. The next one that I'm interested in is Stay Spooky. That's a pumpkin one, but this one is sweet cream, pumpkin pie spice, warm pie crust, Palo Santo, and hints of smoky bonfire embers. The only thing holding me back with this one is the pumpkin pie spice. Sometimes it can be a little bit too stinky for me, that spice profile. If it's not enough other stuff in it to offset that pumpkin, I'm a little bit leery. So this one might be a souffle to try. I mean, nobody knows what it smells like but Tiffany, so that might be a maybe. And Storybook Christmas, it probably is going to end up in my cart because it has Christmas firs by the fireplace, cinnamon pine cone, vanilla bean, and cedarwood. I mean, that might be another old school Christmas heartstrings one. It might be. And not only that, where I grew up in Pennsylvania, there was a kids amusement park called Storybook Forest that my parents took me to a lot. So I just think that name is cute. Surfside Holiday Shop, I'm going to skip this time. I did get Surfside Sweet Shop, which is in this blend last time. So I'm going to skip this one. I have a feeling that the Surfside Sweet Shop would probably be pretty dominant in this blend, especially since it has just pine blended with it, because Surfside Sweet Shop is super duper strong. Love that blend. The Perfect Apple Pie. That's warm apple pie, Bath and Body Works type. I have had that candle in the past, and I do not like that candle. First of all, that candle to me is a poor performer every year. Every year, I don't think it's out this year, but every year. Bath and Body Works has a big candle sale right now. Any ladies or gentlemen out there that want candles, if you have your 25% off coupon, don't forget, takes it down to $9.71. I might have made a purchase. So don't tell anybody we're not supposed to be seeing each other, Bath and Body Works, but hey, it's fall time, my favorite time. I say that I'm not going to get this one because the spices in the warm apple pie candle, I was not impressed with. The little bit that did throw, I'm not saying that Tiffany's is not going to throw, but for me, I just remember what it was like. And there's a couple other apple ones on here that are a little bit more of a priority to try than this one here. But I know this one's going to be popular because who doesn't like the smell of apple pie? You know, that's another one that can be used anytime. This next one is definitely on my list. This is Realms Delight, the Realms Delight. Dark cherries, caramelized brown sugar, saffron, hints of spice, gourmand vanilla, amber, and Palo Santo. First of all, right out of the gate, swinging for the fences, saffron. When do you ever see saffron in a blend? I mean, you barely see it in cooking because it's super expensive. But cherries, sugar, saffron, spice, that has me written all over it. And I have a feeling that's going to go right for a tub. I'm just going to go right for the tub. I know me. There's just ones that I know that are going to talk to me, kind of like Emma of Normandy, plums and peppercorns, Jarus. Even though Jarus I did get a souffle of. I usually go right for the tub. I'm interested in the Watchers. Oud wood, vanilla, moss-filled oak trees, balsam, fresh air, and fireside marshmallows. I'm a sucker for moss. I love the smell of moss, probably because I grew up in the country and there's a stream on my dad's property and there's moss all over the rocks. I probably take that back to childhood and my adolescence. Tobacco and smoked spruce is probably going to end up in my cart. Tobacco leaves, amber spice, fireside marshmallows, and smoky evergreens. I love tobacco. Love, love, love tobacco. The last one, oh man, what was it called? I Heart Vanilla, I Heart Tobacco Vanilla, or I Heart Vanilla Tobacco. I actually got that in a loaf in the RTS. I didn't do my video for my RTS because it was kind of boring. If you guys haven't tried tobacco, you know, Martha likes it. I know Stephanie likes it. And there's several other you guys out there. I just don't remember right now. Tobacco it takes a blend to a different level, in my opinion. And no, it's not smoky. It doesn't smell like cigarettes or anything like that. It smells like if you ever walked into a cigar shop. I love the smell of cigar shops and well, you know, cigarette shops, but the smell of tobacco is just something that's sophisticated and rich, and it takes that scent up to a different class, in my opinion. So definitely that one's probably going to make it on my cart. And I'm definitely even interested in Troy. Troy is lush fig, cassis, water lily, sandalwood, Madagascar vanilla, musk, and patchouli. That one, in my opinion, probably will pull a little floral just because you have fig, you have cassis, and water lily. Maybe that will be a souffle for me. I'm not really sure. It didn't jump right out at me at first. But who knows? Madagascar vanilla is my favorite vanilla. I love it. It's rich and creamy. One of my favorite skincare companies is Beekman 1802. They have their vanilla absolute is Madagascar vanilla. It's warm and comforting. It's not vanilla bakery. It's a different, richer, sophisticated vanilla. It's the vanilla I smell in Tobacco Vanille or Angel Share, that nice rich vanilla. So that one might be in my cart. The next one and the last one that I other than the Forget Me Nots that I'm going to definitely get is Witches Be Crazy for strawberry pretzels. And I would get the roasted pine cone ones, but I have a lot of pine cones in my collection, and I love strawberry pretzels. And not only that, it's Witches Be Crazy, which is, until I met Dracarys, Witches Be Crazy was my favorite blend of any vendor across the board. So this one is birthday cake, pecan waffles, sugar cookie dough, a pinch of cinnamon spice vanilla, which is the Witches Be Crazy. Then we have strawberry pound cake, strawberry frosting, and soft pretzels. So there's a blend that Tiffany has, and it has not been back since my first year in Teddy B, so almost 3 years next year. Strawberry Lover's Dream. I've seen so many of you guys talk about Strawberry Lover's Dream or ask for it in D-Stash. I know Summer has, and I have a loaf of it that I need to chop, and I'll never ever sell it, even though I'd love to pass it on. I'm not ever getting rid of it until I can get more of it. I know the hoarder mentality, but it is a rich, thick, luscious strawberry cake, and it's perfect. I wonder if this strawberry frosting is one of the same notes that's in Strawberry Lover's Dream. And if so, this one in the RTS, I might try to get more of if it's what I'm thinking. And that pretzel, if you ever had Tiffany's blend, Tiff's Twisted Sundae, it has pretzel in it. It's the only time I've ever had anything with her pretzel in it, and I absolutely loved it. That was on the poll along with 10,000 other other requests on the poll. We don't make it easy on her and Desi, but I really, just like her coffee, I love her pretzel, and it's not offered very often. In the Forget Me Not collection, the ones I'm interested in, but I don't really have on my list, is Christmas Macchiato. I've seen that one talked about quite a bit, and that's a coffee one. We have fresh pine, buttercream, vanilla waffle cone, espresso, and vanilla ice cream. I'm definitely probably going to get this one because just the fact of pine and coffee really is attractive to me. I like that. I'm looking forward to that one. Grown woman shit I've had before. I finished my souffle of it. It's Palo Santo, orchid, amber, and vanilla. I really liked that blend, but it wasn't enough for me to say, oh, I need to have more of that. But if you've never smelled it before, it has beautiful nuances of amber and orchid, and I swore that it had beach nights in it, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm thinking of something else, which probably is what's happening. It's a beautiful scent. Grown woman shit. Holiday bake sale, gingerbread cookies, butter cookies, candied apples, warm pie spices. That's a maybe. I do love gingerbread. I've always liked gingerbread. The next one, Ocean. I've had Ocean before. That's fresh air and crisp ocean breezes, or the Downy Unstoppables Ocean Breeze. I mean, fresh lovers out there, that's kind of a no-brainer. If you like that ocean downy, I mean, I will tell you, when Tiffany says she's duping a laundry item, she really means it, because or this isn't a laundry item, but Mrs. Meyer's is a cleaning company, and cleaning, not a cleaning company, but they make good for you, safer alternatives for dish soap and spray and other things. Mrs. Meyer's has a blend called Spiced Acorn. It's out right now. I haven't seen it because it's probably at Target, and I haven't been to Target. Tiffany, either last year, has Spiced Acorn, and that is definitely Mrs. Meyer's. So when she says she's duping something that's cleaning or laundry, take her word for it, because Mrs. Meyer's is phenomenal. Couple more here. Vintage flannel. It's intriguing. Leaves, Bath and Body Works. Sandalwood, cedarwood, chocolate, suede, velvet woods, jasmine, and musk. I don't know about that one, but I'm curious about that one. I love Leaves. It's one of my favorite Bath and Body Works blends, and I like how it performs in my home. And then Weekend with Nene. I think April said she's getting that. I saw that somewhere earlier today. I think it was April that said that. Winterfell layered with pink toasted marshmallow. So Winterfell, I think I've had Winterfell without seeing the notes in front of me. I don't really remember what's in it, but pink toasted marshmallow, that one, Weekend with Nene, is the opposite of you're getting that one. Well, I'll consider Weekend with Nene because I did like Weekend with Papa, which is probably the pair to Weekend with Nene. Nene or Nene, but I'll have to go back and look at the notes for Winterfell and see if it'll land in my cart. Winterfell, I think, is Game of Thrones, so it probably has Palo Santo and all that stuff in it. So she did say on here she wanted to put Princess Katya on the list, but she can't secure the rose oil and she hasn't heard back from the vendor yet. I have Princess Katya, so if it is something that you're hoping will be put on the list and you like, I think there's Beach Nights in there. There's rose and maybe a little bit of orchid. I can't remember. It's a beautiful scent. I actually need to chop it and warm it because I know that it's just going to blossom more on warm. So that is that's my little live for Teddy Bees. Thanks for watching. I know it's late. It's 12:19 here, but I'm a late to bed, early to rise type of person. So if anybody has any questions, I mean, I know a lot of us will be talking tomorrow about our final lists and things. I hope this helped with some of your lists and it didn't add too many to it. So maybe I'll do this again for another vendor who has a pre-order coming up. I probably maybe will do it for Second and Spruce, just because hers is next weekend. So I think I will. You're welcome. I had fun doing this. So thanks for watching, everyone. I'm going to try to turn this off, figure out how to turn this off. So have a good evening, guys. I don't know how to turn this off. How do I turn this off? Thank you, Kathy. How do I close? Close. Da-da-da. I don't know how to turn this off. How do I turn this off? I don't know how to turn this off. Anybody that's there know how to turn this off? I don't know how to. Nope. You could see my messy room in here. That's terrible, but I guess I can just go out of here. We'll see. Okay. If anybody's still watching, I'm just going to close out of here.